Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Griffin's Guide to Bleed-Through Plagiarism, what it is and how to avoid it. All right, when people have been doing bleed-through plagiarism, they often don't know they've done anything wrong. You'll hear phrases like, but I just looked something up, or I said it in my own words, or I cited it on my works cited page, or I didn't cut and paste, I paraphrased, and you said that was okay. All of these are things you will hear from people who have done bleed-through plagiarism. Then you put your work into turnitin.com and it comes back to you looking like this. What's the problem here?
You've been plagiarizing.
You have. You may not have realized it, but you have been plagiarizing.
Look, you copied that, you copied that, you copied that, you copied that, you copy everything, practically.
Okay, Turnitin has identified 3 different sources here.
Which is a lot.
They're not cited in the paper.
And they take most of your stuff.
And even if they were, they are neither correctly paraphrased or presented as quotations. And because they're not cited, they're not correctly paraphrased, nor are they presented as quotations, this is plagiarism. Okay, you say, all of these words and phrases are pretty common. The civil rights movement of the 1950s and 1960s, landmark civil right decision of the United States. Couldn't this just be a coincidence? No, this is not a coincidence.
This isn't a coincidence. A paraphrase that pops up twice in the middle of a paper can
Conceivably
be coincidental. Several sentences with phrase from the same source broken up by the students on phrasing bleed-through plagiarism, and bleed-through plagiarism is just plagiarism.
Right.
Let's walk through the process of what happened here. Mrs. Griffin is asked to write a paragraph response to this prompt. How did World War II begin? She has no idea, and she didn't read the textbook.
I did not.
She can't read any of her notes. If she took any notes.
I didn't.
And she really wants to get an A on this paragraph. So,
yes, I do.
So let's go and Google it.
Yes.
Let's start.
So I'm going to go right to my search engine and type in, how did World War II begin?
AKA Yahoo.
And I'm going to get this hit, which has a lot of interesting and good details, so I'm going to use that. Okay, so I'm getting started now. This seems pretty good. When Hitler invaded Poland in September 1939, it drove Great Britain and France to declare war on Germany, and this marked the beginning of World War II. Over the next 6 years, that terrible conflict would take more lives and destroy more property all around the globe than any other war before it. I did not plagiarize this. I didn't cut and paste it. I didn't do anything. I just read the source and then I wrote down the information that it told me, right?
I'm your teacher and I can clearly tell you did not do that. You are plagiarizing.
Well, okay.
Okay, you kind of did.
I need more details, okay? I need more details, so I'm going to Google some more and I'm going to make my way to ThoughtCo, where I'm going to get more information. Okay, this is starting to look like something, right? When Hitler invaded Poland in September 1939, it drove Great Britain and France to declare war on Germany, and this marked the beginning of World War II. This was a long and bloody war lasting about 6 years. It would take more lives and destroy more property all around the globe than any other war before it. The war would last until the Germans and the Japanese both surrendered to the Allies in 1945. Okay, this is starting to sound like a good answer. I think I'm going to get a good grade on it.
No. Details, please.
I need a few more details. I want it to be enough sentences so that I'm sure it's all correct. So I'm going to go back to history.com and they're going to give me some additional information. Okay, this is it. I have an answer. I have a paragraph. Here we go. There were many causes for World War II, but it began when Hitler invaded Poland in September 1939, which drove Great Britain and France to declare war on Germany. Hitler had planned an invasion of Poland for a long time, and those countries had guaranteed support from their militaries to Poland if it was attacked. The pact Hitler made with Stalin meant that Hitler would not have to fight a war on two fronts if he invaded, and he would even have help with the invasion. 2 days after Hitler's invasion of Poland from the west, France and Great Britain declared war, starting World War II. This was a long and bloody war lasting about 6 years. It would take more lives and destroy more property all around the globe than any other war before it. The war would last until the Germans and the Japanese both surrendered to the Allies in 1945. Perfect.
No.
All right, so now it's time to upload it. I'm going to do a cut and paste upload. I'm going to put in my name, Charlotte Griffin, my little submission title, and I'm going to cut and paste my paragraph right in there. And now we wait, and then I get the match percentage back, and it's 61%, which seems like it might be a little bit high.
It is a bit too high.
Am I in trouble?
Maybe.
Okay, so let's open it and see what's going on.
Alright, so here you have 1 source, 2 source, 3 source, 4 source, and 5 sources. You have 5 sources from, and I am giving you a D.
But you can see that I didn't cut and paste it. It's not all of the words, it's just some of the words.
Yes, but it's telling me that you got all of these from sources, which is plagiarizing, and we do not allow that in our school.
Because I didn't cite any of the sources, and I didn't paraphrase them correctly. And also, if I wasn't going to paraphrase them, I didn't put them in as quotations.
Yep.
Oh boy. But I didn't even use these sites. I haven't seen any of these things.
But it's also, but it has similar information to the ones you have, and even if it isn't the ones you used, it is very similar, and some of these sites could potentially be the things you used.
Yeah, once something's on the internet, it's going to get repeated to a whole lot of places. Okay, what should I have done?
You should have first not go right to a search engine with broad questions like this. You should know where we've been discussing in class and should know where to find it in your textbook or your own notes. What if you don't? Well, it's time to read the textbook, review the class slides, and make your notes. No time for that? Okay, you need to read your internet sources, understand what you read, and explain what you know, and you need the sites for your sources.
All right, my daughter, who is a much better student than I am, has done some reading, absorbed some information, and is ready to write her own paragraph without reference to her sources. Take it away, Sarah.
I wrote on September 1st, 1939, after not signing a non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union, Adolf Hitler invaded Poland. He invaded from the west, expecting Soviet forces to move into Poland from the east, since France and Great Britain already promised to protect Poland if Hitler went against them and decided to declare war on Nazi Germany. 2 days later, this was the opening attack that would turn into a 6-year war, which may involve many countries and would continue until Japan surrendered to the U.S. in August of 1945.
All right, now, is this an absolutely perfect paragraph? No, I can see a few problems with it, but is it a good solid one that shows knowledge? Yes, it is. So what are we going to do now, Sarah?
So now I'm going to upload it into here in the cut and paste upload. I'm going to write my name, and I'm going to add the title, and I'm going to cut and paste my paper.
Beautiful. All right, so as you can see, it does not come back 100% clean. The Turnitin program has gone through it and is telling us we have a match of 11%. Now, granted, because this is such a short snippet, that's more percent than it would be for a longer piece, but I'm going to take a look anyway. I'm going to take a look to see what it's matched, and I find that it's okay, non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union, Adolf Hitler, and then he, shortly after it. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, that's generic enough that I don't think there's a problem. I know that I did this from my own understanding, and I'm not going to worry too much about this, but
I would like to see what air in the sentence it is.
yeah, let's check this source just to be sure. So I open it up, which Turnitin lets you do, and I read something 1939, the day before signing the non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union, Adolf Hitler wrote that he had death squads at the ready. Okay, this is about something completely different. This is a completely different paragraph talking about a different time than September 1st, 1939. So I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, okay, I feel legit. Now, let's say that you do not want to do this from your own understanding, or you can't because it's a longer piece like a research paper. What if you want to cite those sources? That video is coming and we will go over that technique very, very soon. Meanwhile, everyone,
Like and subscribe. Look and subscribe!